Service Implementation Simulator aims to create a virtual model of the service based on given characteristics. This means each of the pilot regions now have the possibility to build a simulation of the services based on their own local situation. The assistant tool may generate a suitable way of using ICT, and not just in a specific region, but for each individual patient as well.
So when you first open the tool, you probably see that screen. And this is actually the starting page of the Assist tool, and it explains you what you can do and what you can't. So the gray boxes are there to enter data. So all data Ingo told you about from the stakeholders that can be modified is in gray boxes. If it's on a white background, it's a predefined thing of the Assist tool itself. Then you have blue internal navigation, and that's, I think, already the most important thing. Then we have these arrows here on the top, and that means that these are the 4 steps you can go through in the Assist tool. So I'll run you through, I think, the first 3 ones, and we also cover the analysis and reporting with the following lessons. So setting up the tool, looking at the stakeholders, the ones Ingo explained before, on the data collection, so where data is entered in the tool, and how to analyze and understand what the data actually means. The most basic settings are here on the next sheet. So what you can see here is, for example, the starting date of the assessment. And that would already be the first task for you to try out, if you can modify the starting date of the service. So I think that we would like that to start in July. You can change a couple of other things here. So, for example, the currency. Currently it's set to euros because the example case is in euros, but we are currently implementing that it can be changed to all important European currencies. Then we have something called discounting. That's not something I've explained to you in detail, but that's an economic evaluation should do with discounting, and you can modify the discount rates here. And another thing is the working time of the staff. So we've one basic working time and holiday time you can set here to match the national amount of bank holidays, for example, and private holidays. So in this case, it's 30 holidays, 8 hours a day, and 5 working days. Then let's switch to the next sheet. And I made that bigger as well. So we have a couple of stakeholders here that Ingo introduced before. We have individuals like the COPD patients. We have the healthcare provider organizations. We have payers and non-ISO organizations, ICT industry. So what would be important now is to modify and adapt the number of stakeholders to the example case. So Ingrid introduced you already to the stakeholders that are involved in this example case. Which are missing, do you think? So they are activated by, yeah, please.
Oh no, the GPs are here. I don't know.
Primary care organization has ticked the boxes. That means it is included, and it includes a general practitioner and GP nurse. These are the ones employed by the organization. They are included. I think that's okay. Do you see anyone else missing or too many organizations included?
Maybe third sector providers, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll include it by clicking the box.
Yes.
And how many stuff do we have here? So we need a care support worker and a care support manager. So another click here. But we don't need the worker at the moment. I'll include these three. And as you may see now in a second, they are linked to another sheet. So these code here that tells you which sheet are referring to.
Okay.
And, so actually we are looking now for HPO. That's not included in this, as you may see. It's not in the, but it should come up in a second. So I'll simply click to another sheet. And now this dialog comes up asking me to adjust the workbook. It doesn't matter which sheet you are clicking on.
Okay.
Then it takes again a second. And hopefully we'll see that sheet coming up. It depends also a little bit on your computing power.
Yes, it takes a while.
Yeah, but with my laptop as well, so still
HPOTSC.
waiting.
Yes, it's being added.
Yeah, then you're quicker than I am. Here we are. So do you now see that sheet, HPOTSC?
HPOTSC, yes.
Yeah. Here it is as well. So now we can also enter data for the third sector provider. Good. But I think I'll explain to you how the sheet exactly is built from another sheet. So switching to the HPO CNS. And here you see now that it already has increased the size again. So the basic setup. At the top you see how the stakeholder is called and to which group it belongs to. You see on the top right corner that it tells you already that the cumulative socioeconomic return, so the result of this stakeholder is negative, minus 69% at the moment. And then you probably notice a red line on the left side, and that indicates that we are in the section of negative impacts. And when you scroll down, you end up where a green line starts, and this is the section of the positive impacts. So we have these two sections. It's a cost-benefit analysis, so we have positive and negative impacts for all stakeholders. All the sheets are built like that. And then we have already data in here. So we have, for some, we have entered hours. It always tells you which unit is meant here. So 100 hours, for example, in the first line. And it tells you what these 100 hours are for. They are for time spent by physiotherapists. To give you another example and functionality of the assist tool is the general ICT hardware. So in this case, should actually not include hardware, because later on we found out that the hardware is not needed. It also doesn't include any euros anymore, but still you see it. And now it would be better if we don't see it anymore, so it's not applicable and taken out of the calculations. Then you can simply click on the small box here and it will vanish, grayed out. And now it's taken out of the calculations, and that then in this example case, people can take out the hardware investment or switch it on when they later on realize that hardware investment is. And this is how you can modify and adapt the whole tool to the actual case and see whether these indicators, how we call it, apply to your local case or not. Yeah, I think that's already the most basic thing getting started with the assist tool. And now we can get more into the details and maybe the more interesting things on how actually the functionalities work. I mean, do you have any questions so far? Or is everything still okay?
It's still clear, okay.
Good. So let's see whether I can bring you to a stage where you start having questions. It's a mixture from now on between lessons in terms of what the tool can do and how you can use it, and a kind of content-related things, what you can tease out in terms of information from this kind of socioeconomic analysis. And that's why these other two lessons also have titles. The first one now, and Who Pays My Bills, titles that are related to the service concept. So you might have to remember some of the things I explained earlier about how the service works, or you might have to go and look back into the service description in the guideline document.